Welcome to Married AF. We are your hosts, Brooke and Randal Fowler. On this show, we discuss the topics that really matter.
Like big veiny cocks and our favorite TV shows.
So pull up a chair at our kitchen table and hang out.
While I bulldog my nuts. Love it.
Good. It's Uncle Randy here, sons. Brooke will be joining us here in just a minute. But I'm going to go ahead and knock some shit out and get some things started. Hell, I got a few things on my mind, sons. There's some things we got to talk about. All right? Let me fix this problem here first, right away. Boom. Addressed it. Number two, let me get this door closed so we can get down to business, sons. Hell, hang on, sons. All right, I'm back, sons. So I want to start off, I want to give a shout out to some sponsors. All right, these are the folks that make it happen, sons. And let me tell you the way this works. I don't think most of you are following, sons. We get these sponsors. We tell you about their business. Then you go and buy their products, son. That's how it works. Then we get paid. Everybody wins, sons. We're not having quite the traction on the shitters that I thought we would have with our newly expanded audiences, son, but I have faith in you. I think you're going to get it done. Remember, biobidet.com, promo code MarriedAF. Save the money if you want to. That's up to you, but I think you should do it. Help a brother out. We need some money from those shitters, son, so go grab them. You won't regret it. Uncle Randy would never steer you wrong, sons. That's the first thing you got to know. He's not going to do you wrong. He's going to give it to you straight, sons. Most of you are walking around with your dirty doo-doo holes, sons, and it makes me upset. I'm disappointed. I'm not angry. I'm disappointed that you're willing to walk around after everything Uncle Randy has taught you, and you're still willing to walk around with a dirty doo-doo hole. It's subpar, sons. Hey, but do what you want. You know what I'm saying? Free country. All right, so I want to start this off before Brooke gets in here anyway, because she gets violently angry when we discuss this subject. Well, damn, she's starting to come in. Are you going to make it?
No, I got to go get beers and I got to figure out if Gunner's going to entertain her.
All right, good. That's our new dog, Evie. She is a rascal, sons. She will destroy everybody. Shenanigans. All right, so yeah, I wanted to address this listener question before Brooke got in here. Anyway, it's better because she gets violently angry when I discuss this topic. So the listener wrote in said, Unc, is it true that you're a legend in the field of bottle pissing while driving? And hell, sons, listen, Uncle Randy's a legend in many departments, and I'm all right with telling you this and sharing it with you. Yes, the answer is yes. Uncle Randy may be the GOAT of bottle pissing while driving. I wasn't always, sons. There was a time when Uncle Randy couldn't thread the needle like he can now. But there's two kinds of people in this world, sons. Those that can dominate in the field of bottle pissing while driving, and those that can't. And that's it, sons. Boom, two kinds of dudes. What kind are you? Hell, I don't know, sons. But I'm not pulling over and stopping this train just because I got to urinate, sons. Not if I've got a bottle around. And hell, Uncle Randy likes to chew his old backy, son, so there's tons of bottles laying around. The key is, a lot of people think that they're good in the field of bottle pissing, but let me tell you, young man, it's something that takes time to learn. Because it can be messy, and it is a roll of the dice, sons. Sometimes shit doesn't work out your way. And son, if you pinch it too soon or you pull that bottle too quickly, you will piss all over the dash of your automobile, sons. And it'll happen. So let me tell you again, the answer is yes, I am a legend. And I do prefer to piss in a bottle, sons. I don't care if I'm getting close to a gas station, boom, I'm going to go ahead and piss in the bottle. Now, there's a couple of scenarios you need to be prepared for. Number one is running out of space for your urine. That's a disaster, sons. If you don't have a backup plan in place just in case you go long, that's what makes you a rookie. So always make sure you got plenty of room, son. Plenty of volume, and be prepared. Take your time too, sons. Line up the urethra with the bottle. You can't go wrong, sons. And when you think you're done, give it another minute and a half, because you're not done. And if you've made the horrible mistake of wearing jeans while traveling and you're trying to unholster through the zipper, you're going to pinch your balls, son. And it's going to hurt. And that's going to cause you to try to withdraw early, son. And no. That's where the urine goes everywhere. Always wear basketball shorts when traveling. Wear the boxer briefs with the dick hole, sons. Never get the ones without the dick hole. That's Uncle Randy's advice for the day, sons. You're welcome. All right, so the first thing I want to address, here's the wifey, right when I wrapped that up. Boy, she would have loved that conversation. About me being a legend and pissing in bottles. It's very true, and she would acknowledge that. Now, we got to talk a little bit real quick, the stimulus package, all right? We just got to address it. Everybody knows Trump waited till the last second. He signed this horrible bill to give us some of our own money back. And it's a shitbag bill. It's fucking terrible, sons. If you go and read it, you'd be highly disappointed. I'm disappointed in Trump. I really am that he signed it. I know people are hurting and they need money, and this is our money. But we shouldn't be in this sort of a predicament where we have to be in a situation where we need our own money back. Mm-hmm. And 90% of it shouldn't be going to foreign aid when it's supposed to be coming to us. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. That's all I'm going to say. We shouldn't have to beg for our money back. That's just Uncle Randy's, because make no mistake about it, it's our money.
We shouldn't have to pay as much money as we do anyways to the fucking government.
Absolutely. But you know it's our money, right? You agree with me on that. We're begging for our own money back.
Of course it is. Where else would they get their money? I told him to come get her.
Oh,
he was still building Legos.
Come get her, bud.
Yeah, come get her.
Hand him to her. What? She's in his boxer shorts.
I know, but I was okay. Hang on, crap. I'm coming, buddy.
Yep. We got a situation here, folks, but we're fine. So yeah, I don't want to piss on anybody's parade, and I know that there's situations where we're very fortunate and some people aren't. They need the money, and crap, we can use the money. But I would prefer not to have it in this situation. I don't like this bill, not one bit of it. I think it's bad for the country. And you know what? I think it's fucked up. That's just me. It's just me. I don't care how much they're trying to say we get. 90% of it is going to gender studies in Pakistan and all kind of crazy shit. And I'm all about helping other countries, son. Hell, Uncle Randy loves other countries. But not during a pandemic where Americans are hurting. We got to take care of our folks first, sons, and it's our fucking money. So Uncle Randy's going to leave it at that. Trump fucked himself on this one. He fucked himself real good. He looks like a little bitch. And that's just Uncle Randy's opinion, sons. Hell, y'all can do with it what you want. I know we're all going to cash the check if it comes. Hell, Uncle Randy's going to take it, but it's my own money anyway, so fuck it. And I love what Aaron just said. It's my money and I need it now. It's a settlement, sons. So we can take it, and that's what we're supposed to do. They're looking at us and they're saying, hey, you going to take it, son, and it's going to be enough. Subpar, this government is shit. Country's headed in a bad direction, folks. I know that you know it, and you know that I'm right. Patriots will stand up, sons. Cleveland, the old Cleveland Steamer, sons. Hell, Aaron's also lived here in Atlanta, son, so he's a local. You can check him out on Drinks with Larry, another great podcast. He's a funny dude. Aaron's in the house, babe.
What up?
Love some Aaron. Aaron, I am disappointed, sons. I listened to your Halloween special, and you did not give a shout-out to the powerful Uncle Randy Halloween costume and the whole Fowler family as Vikings, sons. Mm-hmm. No love for Kratos. That's fine.
Sexy-ass Kratos.
All right.
All right.
So boom, got to start right off. Got to get some local news. All right. And I want everybody to chime in here on what your thoughts are about fireworks during non-firework times. All right. Just because it's, the 4th of July, New Year's is coming. What is your opinion on people shooting off legal fireworks? Hey, nobody's wrong here. There's no wrong answer. But what's your thoughts, babe? What do you think when you hear firecrackers in the air exploding?
Well, I think fireworks during the day is just a waste because you can't see them. I didn't really understand why somebody was shooting off fireworks in the middle of the day around here. It was like 2 days in a row, I feel like. But I just feel like it's a waste of money because you can't see them. I mean, you can see the smoke. Mm-hmm. But that's it. Our dogs aren't scared of them, so it doesn't bother me. And Gunnar would sleep through a train driving through his room. Not that he sleeps during the day anyways, but.
Yes. And you grew up in a family of women that are louder than any fireworks on planet Earth. So volume doesn't bother you, startle you.
No.
Your ears have adjusted. Very loud, powerful lineage of women
And I purposely went to a lot of loud places in my youth.
Yeah, well, I'm going to give you my thoughts on fireworks during the day. Listen, This is Uncle Randy's sons. Let me talk to you for a second. I don't have a problem with it. There's two things I hear if I'm lucky enough to hear the fireworks. Hell, I'm going deaf, sons. I don't hear much of anything these days. But these are the two things I hear when fireworks explode overhead. I hear winning, championship level winning. And I hear freedom ringing, sons. Saw somebody said that. It's powerful. But it's the truth. And I know that a lot of people get upset about it. And that's fine. Everybody can agree to disagree. But they're legal. If they're legal and no one's shooting Roman candles at your house, there's really not a whole lot you can do if it's legal in your area, right?
No.
I'm talking to you.
Yeah. I mean, there's like a designated time. They're legal to detonate.
Yep.
That's probably the words and the whatever the law is, but it's something like between I don't know why that just went off.
I don't know. I think there's a timer on it.
I think you probably hit a timer button.
I don't know.
You just were mashing buttons.
You want to check that, though, tech support when you're done?
But I think it's like between 10 a.m. and 11 p.m. or something, unless it's like 4th of July or New Year's, and then it's 1 a.m. that you can shoot them off until. So I don't if you want to shoot them off in the middle of the day and waste your money and not be able to see them, sure. Do it. I don't fucking care.
It is expensive, and that's a fair point.
They're fucking expensive as shit.
If you get the good ones, son, and hell, Uncle Randy doesn't fuck with the skimpy fireworks, okay, sons?
Stop with Uncle Randy.
I freed them hard. So Uncle Randy gets the big shells, son. So you would know. Oh, you would know. But I do see the point that some people just don't like them. They don't want to hear it. It scares them maybe. It bothers them. They got babies sleeping and shit. Totally okay. But I got to run this by the group, sons. We have I told you the people in our neighborhood are champions. All of them. Love them all. But we've had a little bit of a back and forth about the fireworks thing, all right? We got a little disagreement, got a little squabble. It happens, sons, in all the neighborhoods across the country. But I'm trying to get to the bottom of whether or not it is a punchable in the face offense. If you're not the fan of fireworks, but they're legal, where do we go from here? And here's where Uncle Randy, we had a situation. We got Gal Gadot, lives in our neighborhood. Isn't that Wonder Woman, isn't her name Gal Gadot, the woman that plays her?
Yeah. Why are you saying she lives in our neighborhood?
Because I'm changing everyone's name, giving them nicknames. We got Gal Gadot and Mrs. Doubtfire. They were both pretty upset about the fireworks, and there was a few more.
Okay.
And so here in our neighborhood, we like to bust balls. I don't know how other people are. This is just a microcosm of the world today. You got to be able to ball bust for fun. And I get not everybody likes that. But in a world, would you rather have constant ball busting or eliminate ball busting, babe? If it was up to you.
That's a dumb question.
Why is it dumb? Do you enjoy busting balls?
Of course.
Good. I do too. I think it's imperative that we've got to be able to bust each other's balls.
You can't fucking do that to your friends and people. Like, just get to the point. What are you trying to say?
I'm trying to get to the point of you got to be able to take some ball busting, sons. It's not always personal.
Right. What about the fireworks? What about it?
Well, no, because we got some people that are very upset and disagree about it, which is fine. And so, like most neighborhoods, we've got a little neighborhood chat here, sons. These are third world problems. I understand. Or whatever.
First world problems,
not third world. My apologies, sons.
Come on now.
So we thought smelled a little smoke. So Uncle Randy, of course, dived straight in. I'm going to stoke the fire. That's what I do. It's for fun, sons. And I'm eligible for that as well. Anyone can give that to me. But so, you catch especially a mom. I get it. Moms are they got a lot on their plates. But if they get angry and you see a post that's aggressive and says, hey, where are those fireworks? I want to go whoop some ass. Hell, I'm in. I'm on your side now because I want to see the ass whooping. I do. And so Uncle Randy's the kind of guy, I can't leave issues unresolved. Those that know me know it's the truth. I got to get a resolution. I got to know where it ends. And so it stopped there. We located the perps. It was revealed the road that they live on, the rascals that were detonating daytime fireworks. And so Uncle Randy didn't know what became of it. Did it go to fisticuffs? So Uncle Randy upset some people by asking what was the resolution. Is that acceptable, or is Uncle Randy being a jerk? I don't know. But I got to put it out there and see what you guys think. Is it okay to want a resolution? Some of it is okay. We had some on Christmas Eve. Absolutely. That's Cleveland.
What are you asking?
Yeah, I'm just reading.
Oh, well, that's riveting to listen to, I'm sure.
All right. My Aunt Denise, she put her little gripe in and she said, but I'm old and I go to bed at 9 p.m. So that's fair.
No, we do too, but that's not what we're talking about.
No.
These were at 2 p.m.
Yes, they were like literally.
You were at work, Janine.
Yeah, and all it comes down to is this. Some people, they get upset about the group page that we have shared in our community. And I want everyone to know they're welcome there, but you're going to get your balls busted from time to time, and it's not personal. That's my whole spill of everything we just talked about.
Evie just keeps staring into the camera. Oh, now she's digging. I was like, she just...
Here, so I want to do this shot to fireworks and freedom.
Okay. Sorry, Gunnar wanted to go downstairs and start building his Charmander Lego.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Ooh, that's a tomahawk, son.
What the fuck was that?
That is cinnamon schnapps and amaretto.
No, yucky. That was yucky.
That burns. All right, let's get to some meat of some of this stuff. Let's get to talking tonight, all right? So, did you hear about this Nashville bomber?
Yeah, so when we were on Christmas, when we were over, I think at the Sizes.
The Kilmers.
The Kilmers.
Take a drink of your beer. I'm not going to make you do a shot, but drink the beer. We're at the Kilmers' homes.
I'm at Mr. and Mrs. Val Kilmer.
Yes.
And Mrs. Fire Marshal Bill was talking about it. But did it happen on Christmas Day?
I'm not sure what day it was. It may have been Christmas Day.
Yeah, so it was somebody. It sounded to me like somebody just doing a suicide. But why did they have to do it in the middle of a city? Like, why couldn't they have done it out in the field somewhere? Because they had like a recording playing on the outside of the camper or whatever it was that said like, this fucking shit's going to self-destruct in 5 minutes or whatever, like an Inspector Gadget
15
type.
minutes. Yeah, that's exactly how I pictured it going to, just like Inspector Gadget.
but not funny or cute in
No.
cartoon way. But like, did anybody else get killed or injured in the process,
Now,
or just
here's the deal. You know that is what caused the outage for AT&T.
the AT&T outage? Really?
Yes. So
Was it a disgruntled AT&T worker that was going to off himself and said, "I'm going to take out"?
here's what I think. I think it was an operative. All right. And I don't think
Oh my God.
he was not alive in that explosion.
Okay, that's where I was going to go with like a conspiracy theory. I don't think it's a government thing. I think it could also be like anybody trying to cover up a murder, put them in a fire. That's a great way to cover up a murder.
You've listened to a lot of true crime. That is sick.
Yeah.
And twisted.
That's like one of the best ways to get rid of evidence is water and or fire. But this also, if you murdered somebody, it also draws, like, dump them in a river. That is more conspicuous.
Dump them in the waterways of Louisiana.
Yeah, they'll get eaten by
the
alligators and
coast and
there's
swamps.
there's a lot of heat and bugs and animals that will take care of the evidence. But
humidity.
Blowing them up in the middle of a city with a recording playing saying they're about to blow up, that's not as conspicuous. But maybe it's like a hiding in plain sight kind of thing.
Yeah, I think it's a total conspiracy. And this
Who was the guy?
I don't think it even matters his name, because here's the thing. It gets reported by the FBI and everything right when the explosion happens. No deaths.
Besides that one?
No, not even that guy at first. There was no deaths. They're looking for the perp.
Oh, but then they said they found human
Then they're
remains.
able to identify him with a quickness. We still haven't talked about the dude that shot up Vegas during the Jason Aldean concert.
Because he's a piece of shit.
I know, but we have no resolution. And you're telling me, though, the FBI can locate this guy's ashes, identify them, put a name on the fucking present and wrap it up like a bow, like it's pretty much done.
Right, like Jeffrey Epstein's shit. Oh, guy fell asleep. Cameras aren't working. Suicide. Bye. Nothing else to see here.
Yeah.
Nothing to see here.
And so you've got Cassidy, powerful Cassidy, who's our fact checker. She jumps in here, and he only had one arrest for marijuana possession years ago. Mm-hmm. So this doesn't sound like some super ridiculous thing. I think somehow he was killed off by the government, an operative, possibly Cole Hauser that lives across the street from us. We know he's an operative.
Mm-hmm. We know he came in town for one day.
Yeah, we're going to get to that in a minute, sons. That's the next thing. We are going to talk about that. We have a operative in our midst.
What is the reason that they're saying he did this?
To blow up that AT&T building, which it did.
For real? So I was right.
Yes. And who knows the information that's stored there? I know everybody, like supposedly there's some false information going around about that AT&T was doing a look into the Dominion voting software and all that was on some servers there.
Okay.
Which would make sense.
Oh my God. That is deep in the seventh tower.
Hey, listen, the
conspiracy flat earth
our
theories.
government has made people this way. I used to loathe conspiracy theorists. Now I understand it.
Okay,
you can't
relax.
But you can't trust them.
But relax.
Dude, people said that fucking old dude Alex Jones was the craziest bastard on earth. And he was talking about Epstein's Island 7 years ago.
Oh, really?
And all the people that were on the list, and people gave him all the shit. Now we find out we got all these crazy bastards flying to his island, rubbing up on.
You got people like Chet in here, fueling the fire over here.
Maybe he was tired of his phone bill. Very possible.
Hey.
Phone bills are out of control.
They're pretty high.
But so I just find it weird during all this time, and that there's a 15-minute evacuation. So it was never about killing people.
Of course not.
Because there was warning. It was about destroying property.
Right.
Evidence of some sort. That's where Uncle Randy gets pulled in to the conspiracy. That's just what I think.
Or it could be about destroying property and causing a huge inconvenience and cost to a corporation that said person despised.
Also a possibility.
So
It's very possible, but I think it's as possible now to tie this in. Look, you can tie anything you want. All this. We're talking about Epstein Island. What's the common denominator? Clinton Foundation. Hey, what does
Clinton Foundation have to do with Nashville or AT&T?
It's linked to the company that owned the whole building.
Okay, who owned the whole building?
It links back somehow. I was reading the articles about it.
Jesus.
The Clinton Foundation, y'all don't understand, sons. There's more bodies on that foundation.
I don't disagree with you there at all. With like the uranium shit and like all that. Like there's a lot of blood on their hands.
Hillary's killed some motherfuckers.
I am fairly certain they are in on it with Epstein's murder. I don't know if they were solely responsible, but it's them plus a lot of other people that they're like, he's got fucking dirt. He had cameras and recording shit everywhere. So he's got to go. Which I don't know why they didn't off what's her fuck. His like
I think they finally have. I think.
Well, she's in jail now, but
to get to her for some reason.
But like she was at like, I guess maybe because he was backed into a corner and in jail, but she was more the puppet master of that whole shit.
And we still don't get any good deets out of her. Like they're not going to tell us. We should know all the deets. Well,
she's still in like they're still working up their trial and case on her until they're done and she gets convicted in some way. They can't. You got to hold some shit close.
Oh, no, you could.
There's 87 documentaries on all of it, though, so...
Oh, she for sure, though, was the muscle. She was
way more than Epstein. Epstein,
savage.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Epstein just wanted to get rubbed on
oh my God,
by
so
young,
gross.
inappropriate aged girls, which is disgusting, and have oil paintings done of Bill Clinton in a dress. If you tell me Bill Clinton...
And he had just pictures, like nudie pictures of like young teenage girls just like lining the stairway when they went in his house, just like out there. He was a fucking disgusting prick. However, I'm not convinced yet that this guy blowing shit up in Nashville was related to the Clintons, but you believe what you want to believe.
Here's my thought on it, just because of the current state of the country. It's 100% political. For some reason, everything is political now. Every bit of it. And so...
Can be if you make it.
They make everything that. So I believe it has to either be a crazy Trumpster that's out of his mind, pissed off that Trump lost the election.
Okay.
Or an operative working for the left side of the country. Didn't want some shit to get out that was about to get out that was stored on a server or something there. They had to get rid of it. I don't know.
Okay.
You tell me.
I'm glad no one else got hurt though, because the last I hadn't had a chance to like read anything about it.
That blows my mind that a building was leveled to the ground and nobody was hurt.
But it was on Christmas. It was empty.
Yeah, but they had to clear all kind of, like, it's just crazy to me. You'd think there'd be some homeless guy that was drinking his wild turkey and was like, I'm not leaving.
No, luckily there wasn't. And if it wasn't Christmas Day, there would have been lots of people hurt and or killed. But Christmas Day and AT&T building is going to be fucking empty.
All right, so here's another thing I want to talk about. I got to bring this up. All right, I've done some looking. And you never know what's right and what's wrong. So I bring this up so we can discuss it, and maybe somebody will chime in with some facts and tell me that I'm wrong or whatever. But it's floating around out there on social media right now that you can go to the CDC with the website, which I've done and looked at. And when it comes to the Rona, sons, I've always said, and you've said this, we said it from the jump of this, that we wanted to wait and see what the death numbers were for the year and compare it to the previous year, right? So we
compare it to the flu.
Or just the previous year, total deaths, and see if there was some
of
jump of Americans in a year.
Just whether it's natural causes, whatever, car accidents, whatever. Okay.
All right, so you go in and look, and in 2019... CDC listed 2,854,838 deaths.
A lot of fucking people that die in a year.
Those were Americans that died. Usually this, stays pretty consistent with a slight increase every year.
Right.
Just from, more people.
You know what probably went down, though? Car accidents. I would think because for a large chunk of time, not as many people on the road. I'm just guessing.
Sure. All right. I would not. If I'm guessing and we're in the middle of a worldwide pandemic that's dropping motherfuckers all over the place, I would think we would have more deaths for the year.
All I said was I think there would be less car
just in that
accidents.
category. Okay,
yes.
Gotcha. That's fair. Absolutely.
So maybe that would even out some of the other categories.
Okay. We'll say that.
Because I feel like a lot of people died normally in car accidents for some reason.
So
tragically.
Right now, we've got a couple weeks left in 2020.
No, we have 4 days left. Wait, today's the 28th.
Yes, you're right. There's not that
29,
many.
30 days left.
All right. So the current listing number of deaths in America are 2,835,533. So that's 20,000. Yeah, 20,000 less deaths.
20,000
right now.
less?
Less than 2019. Total deaths.
That's your car accidents right there.
Could be. But I have to stick to my original thing that I was going to make my entire basis on the numbers. I want to see
if it's just wiping out way more Americans, if there's more people dying in general, because it should theoretically, since we're in a pandemic.
Yes, people should still die at the same rate of heart attacks. They should still die at the same rate.
And they are.
Well, maybe. Or are they just being...
Well, they could be being listed as COVID.
Yeah. So I'm just saying there's not the big bump in overall deaths that you would think were going on to match the level that the country has been shut down, of the inconvenience, of the
it's not just an inconvenience.
Government overreach, of the constitutional infringements, however you want to put it.
It's not, I mean, it's an inconvenience for some, like us, because we have been fortunate to not lose our jobs and be okay. But it's way more than an inconvenience for many, 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 many like small business owners.
Yeah. It's death to their business.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Exactly. It's devastating to many, many, many Americans. So
Dr. Fart Mouth Fauci goes on, of course, his favorite network. He loves him some CNN, sons.
Of course, because they love him and they love...
They have coined him America's doctor, which I find hilarious, all right? Last time that...
Not my doctor.
The last time that guy put a stethoscope
Stethocotomy
to somebody was Nam. It has been
What about that pretentious ass bitch that I hate from Baltimore that over enunciates every fucking word?
Nightmare.
I hate her so much.
You want to see Brooke furious when she comes on the television.
It's just her tone and the way she
condescending.
Everything she says is it just gets under my, because she's talking to everybody like they are fucking idiots. Yep. And anybody that over enunciates every single word, die. Because you fucking suck if you think you're that much better than everybody else. And I hate her. She's just some bitch from Baltimore. Fuck you.
Yeah. And so here's what Fauci had to say. He went on and said, of course, he's towing the line with Biden. He's like, the worst is yet to come, blah, blah, blah. He says, if we're lucky.
I thought the vaccine was here, though.
If we're lucky, we will get back to normal by next late fall, early winter. Yeah. So basically another year. Another year, he needs you to pull up your boots, tighten up your bootstraps, sons, for another year. Can you hang in there?
Okay, then why are they fucking getting talking about the vaccine being distributed shortly? And when that happens, we're all good to go. That's what everybody's saying.
Well, that's the great thing. Well, so are you lining up to get the vaccine?
If I have to get back to normal life, I will. If Gunnar has to get it to go to school...
Well, that wouldn't happen. There would be war before that. Kids aren't even eligible till the very last wave.
Yeah.
Because they don't have problems with it.
Okay. Well, then everybody that's super susceptible that gets it, once that happens, we should be able to open up and everybody be fine.
Well, this is good. So let me pop this on you because, I'm going to give it to you straight. That's why this show is so successful. because we have real conversations.
Tens of listeners.
Tens of millions of listeners around the world. So, all right. So say you go get the vaccine. Guess what? Guess what you're supposed to do when you get this vaccine?
Quarantine?
No. For 24 days, guess what?
What?
No naked time.
What?
Unless we use a condom.
What?
Because of the risk of birth defects. You are supposed to have protected only sex for 24 days after the second administration of the shot.
Oh, there's birth defect risks?
You can read it in the Pfizer report, page 132.
I mean, unless you're snipped by then maybe I won't get one. That is never going to
happen in this home, which is sad. Of all the rules, when you say you got to wear a condom, you lost the Fowler family.
No.
Son.
I mean, I was not supposed to have sex for 6 weeks after having a C-section. We lasted 6 days. Yeah. Maybe.
Yes. And I'm not jumping in line to get this vac. That's just not going to happen. That's just not for me.
If birth defects are on the list of side effects, then I won't either. I was fine with getting it. But if not, because we still are not, neither one of us are fixed. No. So I'm not going to fucking risk that.
No, and that is atrocious because what's going to happen here, there's 2 things that are going to happen. For one, and this just shows the hypocrisy of the country. And again, this isn't political party divided. This is just common sense. We got people in the chat of all political whichever side. And that's the beauty of America. Yes. And we love them all. But here's what's going to happen. If we have a huge spike in birth defects.
I think it overheats.
It's going to be some ridiculous excuse of, that we've done to ourselves. And then they've already talked about it, that if older Americans start dropping like flies after this vaccine, which they're starting to do in facilities now, they've done the first responders, doctors on the front lines. Now they're going to start doing these people that are in homes. And if they start dropping like flies, you know what they said on CNN? It's because they were old. They were already going to die, which totally blows away the whole argument for shutting the country down, because we did that to protect our old and our susceptible. But now they're suspendable. If the vaccine kills them, it's because they're old. Makes no fucking sense.
Well, there's lots of things that can kill old people too. And I don't understand. So, I mean, my mom is on the phase 1 list.
Yes.
But she just got COVID.
Yeah, she did. And here's a great point since she brought that up. But then
she also is already back at her facility.
This is how old is she?
77.
77-year-old woman who has full-blown dementia.
Fully advanced. Stage 1 million.
1 million and
dementia.
2. She got the Rona a week ago or whatever. We got the call.
Well, her symptoms, though, were not respiratory. It was
she had a fever.
She had a fever.
The basic start.
Lethargic, and she was throwing up because of the fever. And so they sent her to the hospital. She had COVID.
Boom. Guess what? 2 days later, they're packing her shit up, putting her back in her home because she has no symptoms anymore.
She wasn't sick enough to take up a bed. She's already
whooped that ass, and they're like, we need the beds for really sick people.
Uh-huh.
This is a woman whose brain has betrayed her.
Mm-hmm. Fully. And she whooped its ass. And I know that's not the story, because I do know people that have gotten very sick from it. No one's denying it on this show that it's a thing. No, it is a thing.
But you add it all up, it just doesn't make sense. Not to me. I would rather get it and get it over with than get the fucking vaccine. Especially at this point. Vaccines this quick, there's no way it can be right. I know how quick it was, and maybe it'll save some lives, but I don't want to grow a second little dick or anything, or another ball drop, some weird shit, or have birth defects.
Everybody's jabs for the vaccine, but then if it does start causing shit, it's going to be Trump's fault, because when it saves the world,
Operation Warp Speed.
It's going to be Biden. If it does, there's nothing huge that comes of it, and it saves the country, whatever. Biden's a hero because he will then be president. But if something happens
bad
on the other side, that people start losing their sight or something, or having horribly deformed babies because of this vaccine, then it's Trump's fault.
And you just summed up politics.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
That's why I hate it.
That's what politics is. Absolutely.
It's all fucking
if it's
stupid.
A success, Trump or Biden will be out there fucking saluting with it.
Because It's neither one
And
of
it's
them
gonna
that did
be-
shit. It's the fucking company that created the vaccine.
And
That
it's
it
gonna
should be held
neither-
accountable.
It's
not
going to
the
be
fucking
neither
president.
one because there's going to be both problems and successes.
Mm-hmm.
Do I think that if you're an older person, if you've got
Your
some
Aunt
other
Denise says
health
she's getting
issues,
it.
she's a perfect candidate. If she thinks she should get it, I fully support that. She's
Mm-hmm.
of the age now where that is probably a good idea to go ahead and do it.
Did you hear that? He called you old, Anthony.
She's not old. She's just upper tier age.
I'm just kidding.
And by the way, this is the aunt that y'all saw the video of Uncle Randy as a young ring bearer doing the moonwalk.
That
the powerful moonwalk.
That was
sons.
Aunt Denise. Oh God, you're fucking adorable.
I know I was, and I still am.
I
It's
know.
incredible that they found that footage. Shout out to Cassidy, my cousin that found it.
Cassidy, that was amazing because I've seen pictures of Randall at that age, but the video, the full, like, just to see his little smirk, it's so Gunner. It was basically like looking at a video of Gunner with super blonde hair.
With terrible cameras back then, non-HD cameras.
And a cowlick for days.
Yep. But here's the thing about the vaccine, right? All right, so I look back and I looked at the numbers. Spanish flu 100 years ago was absolved itself within 2 years. You can look at the dates yourself. It's worth a Goog. Check me out.
Mm-hmm.
Absolved itself in 2 years. If we go with Fauci's new prediction and it's another year or so for this, you really think we're dumb enough to believe that not only 100 years worth of medical advancement, a lesser fatal disease, and all of those, and a vaccine, and we're still going to be close to the same time it took for the Spanish flu to correct itself? That shit almost killed Edward Cullen
That's how he
from
was.
Twilight. He was dying
That's
of it.
why he became a vampire.
Yes. He was dying of the Spanish flu.
In like 1904?
No, not Spanish flu.
Not
1918.
1904.
1718.
Yeah. You said 19 too. I didn't. Yes.
Yeah, it was 17, 18.
1718.
Yes, is when the Spanish flu hit. And so I just don't believe it. I just don't think it's even right, or I think we're all fucked up and off. So it just chaps my ass.
I don't know. It's all
I'm so tired of the Rona, man. I can't stand it. I'm not changing my life. I'm just letting y'all know. I hope you don't think I'm an asshole, but I'm not changing my life for it anymore. I'm not doing it. I'm not participating.
We didn't have fucking family Christmas because of it.
Absolutely. And it's a fucking tragedy. And here's why. You people think that this year or 2 years is just a drop in the bucket. You know what? You're full of shit. These might be the last 2 years of your life. And you're just willing to let it go? None of us know if we're going to be alive tomorrow. I'm tired of that shit. I'm not giving up more years of my life. They can suck the old Uncle Randy cock.
Ooh. Chet and I'm guessing Ryan on Stacy's account are saying 1918.
Yes, that's what I just said.
You were saying 1718.
It started in 17. I guarantee
200
you.
years.
1917
Oh.
and 1918.
Oh, see, okay, don't fucking.
What did I say? Something different?
You made it sound like 1718.
Oh,
The year
now, if
1718.
that's the case, I could have very well said that. My point is 1917, 1918.
So I wasn't that far
No,
off from
and you could be
1904.
right. That is totally plausible. That could be a my bad. I'm all right with admitting that.
Okay.
All right, so back to now we got to cover.
You're making me think I was 200 years off,
No.
not just 14.
Yeah, and again, like my aunt is chiming in. She's powerful. She's correct here. She said the choice to take the vaccine is everybody's personal
For
choice.
now.
Absolutely. You know, she has
Just
an
like the flu
autoimmune
shot.
system issue, so I think she should get it too. I agree with her 100%.
I bet Suze will get it.
100%. And John Thomas Beard just chimed in and said, Brooke is about to lay the smoke on Unc. That's very, very true.
He gets it a lot from me.
Yeah. I'm telling you.
Apparently, I physically abused him the other night when we were playing poker, and I don't remember.
She did. And that is a great segue into... We have this question submitted from an anonymous person in our circle of friends.
Bullshit.
That says, why does Brooke dominate in poker?
Oh, come on. That's a question from you.
All right, so
I think if that is true, I did just the other night, just that one time.
No, 2 nights in a row.
Okay, 2 nights in a row, maybe.
You wiped the floor.
And it's only because we had an amazing poker teacher and coach.
Absolutely. And here's the thing.
Or it might have been him that asked the question, or you.
I want to chime in here. Okay, Powerful Bonnie, I do agree. She's probably correct. She said it was 1918 to 1920. She's fine. Yes. That's good. I said 1718. I'll take it. 1918 to 1920. Spitballing here. I'm right on. Close.
Sure, but it's not the year 1718.
Not the year 1718. No. But Prin just chimed in here. Prin was my tailback in high school, champion football player, legend here, Sons. He had COVID. He said it laid him out like a little bitch. Now, this is a big, strapping guy, our age. So, and I talked about this. I do want to give another shout out, another plug here. Uncle Randy was a guest on a show recently called The Delvin Cox Experience. It's a wonderful podcast. If you get a chance to look into it, check out the episode. It's called The Man, the Myth, the Legend, Uncle Randy. No bullshit. I was a guest. It was a great show.
Did he post that show yet?
He did, and it's excellent.
I haven't gone to listen to it.
Not because it's me. He's a great interviewer. This is on
Delvin.
He's great. But we did talk about the discrepancy between how it affects black men and women compared to white men and women.
That's the truth. So that might be why it kicked Pren's ass so much more.
Absolutely. He's
normal.
A black guy.
Yeah, because, I mean, that is...
It does seem to do that.
That's just the fucking shit. I don't know why. It's so weird.
I don't either. It's very weird because
like
our other
husband.
friend, yes, very healthy, my age, football player, collegiate football player. COVID almost killed him.
He was in the hospital for a while.
For a month.
And her elderly father ended up recovering before her husband.
Yes. And her children, they have 2 girls together who are mixed. She's a white lady. It doesn't matter, but I'm just telling you that.
But that's why her father, who's not.
No, he's a white man.
A black guy, happened to recover before her husband, who's
half his age, more healthy.
He should have been in more danger than her husband.
Absolutely. So there is a reason, and we talk about that in this Delvin Cox Experience episode, that there's something to it. And I have heard it out there, but so I understand, and I got tons of black buddies that are more safe about this shit because you know what? It's killing them quicker. So I get it. I understand.
Absolutely.
Prin, I watched that man run over people, so I have no doubts into what it did to him. All right, so back to the poker. So there's been rumblings about these quote-unquote poker games that we're running here at our home that we can't confirm or deny. I did put out there how if you want to be alerted for these hypothetical games, how you can get put into the message group. Maybe they exist, maybe they don't. But if they did, Brooke has been dominant. We learned hypothetically to play from our good buddy Ryan. And so we've been playing the same amount of time.
Oh, what's his name?
Ryan.
But no. Did we come up with a...
No, we have not had a...
Oh, because we were talking about possibly, we got on a Top Gun.
Yeah, possibly Maverick. That may become his call sign. That was me and you both like Maverick.
Yeah, not Goose, because Goose dies.
But so he taught us how to play poker. We've been playing a lot lately. Like anything, Uncle Randy gets a little obsessed with new hobbies.
Yeah.
And don't get it twisted. Uncle Randy's the one up most overall in our group.
You fucking kicked us.
Griffin's doing well.
Yeah.
But you, the last 2 nights amongst all these guys, have destroyed their lives. Mm-hmm. And hey, I don't know. I've always said my wife brings the thunder pussy. That's just the way it is.
If I'm I think maybe if I don't get real shit faced,
you're better when you don't get real drunk,
which is
just makes sense. Your faculties are better,
totally. Because when you're real shit faced, you can get more ballsy and you can get lucky for a few hands, but then you just don't pay attention and suck, is what I've found. But when I physically abused you a couple nights ago, wasn't I drunk though? You said
very, very drunk.
But is that when I also won?
That was, I think you did do well that night.
Okay.
That was the night we were over at the Kilmers, the neighborhood Kilmers. And Mr. and Mrs. Kilmer were feeding everyone shots like animals. And yeah, it was pretty bad. But Chet, here's the thing. We got Chet, the Flash, Uncle Randy, Brooke, Ryan playing cards.
Mm-hmm. Oh, last night?
Yeah. And not last night. It was the night before.
Sure. Yeah.
Last night we did nothing.
We did do nothing last night. It was fabulous.
Yeah, you dominated quite profusely. Chet is one of those guys. Hey, he lets it ride. Not doing well right now.
No.
Admittedly.
And he wasn't even drinking.
Yeah, no, Flash,
so we can't blame that.
he started off well. Poker is a marathon, sons. Uncle Randy's learned that, and I love some poker. Hell. So anyway, if you're interested in playing, like I said, go back, read the post, like it. I'll put you on the group. Come get in. Come get the smoke if you want to.
It's been a good time. I like it. And I mean, I like that we're not playing for actual dollars. Like, we're playing for you're going to fucking buy the shit.
Yeah, we're keeping a
buy
tab,
the beer.
And the loser buys beer at the next event.
Yeah.
But we are going to do some money games.
Yeah.
Then it's up to the people that show up if we do a pot, but it's not about the money, sons. It's about being around the quality of competition.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely want to become more confident before I start putting actual dollars on the line.
Yes. And I do want to get Bonnie, who...
Yes, Bonnie. You need to get your ass over here.
I am working on a nickname for Bonnie, which will become her new name. These people...
What's the Flash's? Does the Flash have a girlfriend or a wife? Because I don't know.
Oh, you're talking about the real character, the Flash.
Character, the Flash.
Say, yes, Bonnie is the Flash's
Bonnie
wife.
is the Flash's wife. I know that.
Yeah,
but
like the comic book character.
The comic book character, the Flash...
I've never been a big Flash guy.
I don't know that much about it.
And to clear up rumors, the Flash is named the Flash because he runs very fast. That is why Uncle Randy gave him that moniker from the wiffle ball tournament. Very shifty, fast little fucker.
Yeah.
Very fast.
Oh, and you left your sunglasses over here, by the way.
Yes, the Flash, your sunglasses are here.
Evie found them under the table. She didn't chew on them. She just pulled them out, and I was like, oh, and put them on the kitchen counter.
All right, so I want to get to a couple of listener questions. These are important. We put them off the last couple. This one is really important. This is from one of the young men that look at the Uncle Randy messages. And he said, Uncle Randy, I'm a senior in high school, and my ex-girlfriend is spreading rumors that I am a garbage lay.
Ew.
How should I proceed?
First of all, nobody in high school knows anything about getting a quality lay, so she just needs to shut the fuck up.
Right, I'm going to let you keep preaching. Go ahead.
You're in fucking high school. You don't have enough experience to go. It makes her look like a slut, first of all, because if she's going around bragging about the quality of your fucking, then that means she's had too much fucking and she's a hoe. So just let her destroy her own
savage
reputation by saying that.
God, you hate women.
No, I don't. I hate fucking stupid women and spiteful women.
Here, all right. So this is why these young men come to Uncle Randy. Let me tell you the real way to handle. Then you hit on some truths.
Okay,
there. No, you hit on some excellent points. I would package it a little differently. I would say, listen. First off, there is nothing, and this is from life experience, sons. There is nothing more dangerous in this world than a scorned woman. And it doesn't matter that you're in high school. It sounds like she's angry about the breakup.
Yeah.
You do not want to play with that fire. And that needs to go into your adult life. Your best bet is to not even fuck with it. Don't fall into it.
Sure.
Don't feed it. Don't deny it and fight it because that's what she wants you to do.
That's basically what I was saying too. Just let her fucking kill her own reputation, and it doesn't matter what the fuck she says, and you're not going to win. Yeah.
Here, Bonnie's very powerful. I was going to say something similar, and she's now saying, don't listen to that. But I do say, steer into it.
Yeah.
Be like, she's probably right, bro.
You want me to show you?
Hey, you can't win them all. Like, I would do something dumb like that.
Yeah.
I always say steer into things, but don't dig in and make this uglier. That's the worst thing you could do.
Don't retaliate. That's for sure.
Not with a scorned woman, son. You will not win. You will not win, son.
And then settle down.
It's the truth.
Settle the fuck down. And then just take this as also a life lesson. Whatever happened in y'all's breakup, try to make it a little more cordial next time, to where your next ex-girlfriend is not so bitter.
Yeah, I mean, your best bet, honestly, is to let it marinate. Time will
Just
heal it.
fucking
Leave
let
it
her
alone.
yeah.
If your buddies are joking on you, giving
Ryan said go bang her mom.
hey,
Or that. You know.
if you that's going to be more smoke, but it will be funny. You know,
Oh, go watch American Pie and then go bang your mom.
Stifler's mom.
Yes.
Stifler's mom. Yeah, I say, bud, let that shit ride, dude. Don't acknowledge it. Don't do anything. If anything, steer into it and self-deprecate. Say, yeah, dude, I was not feeling well. I was sick. My throat was sore. The room was not acoustically sound.
Right.
And you didn't give your best performance.
I've had a hangnail. Yeah.
All right. Next question.
What is it? You're saying
I've got
it
so
like,
many.
okay.
I'm just trying to pick which ones. Some of these are doo-doo. Okay. There's this girl I really like. And we always have good conversations when we see each other at parties, social gatherings, etc. Mm-hmm. However, whenever I see her during the week and talk to her, she always reintroduces herself to me like we've never met. What should I do?
How many weeks has this been going on? Does it say?
No, it didn't say. It's just saying there's this girl, he really likes her. They have great conversations at parties and out socially. Then when he sees her during the week,
so is it?
She acts like she doesn't know him.
They work together? They go to school together?
Sounds like they work together for me, but that's all I've got. So I don't know.
Just say like, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I would just be like,
after a couple
don't
times.
You know we were just talking the other night at whatever party or something, like after a while, if it's like
yes,
one or two times, because you're bad about that too, but like after a couple times I would be like, I just fucking talked to you the other night. And being like, I mean, yeah, that could be true, Cassidy. Maybe he's not that memorable. I was thinking maybe like, is there like a drastic difference in your appearance? Like, do you wear glasses during the week and you don't?
I'm thinking she's intoxicated.
Or she's shit-faced.
When you see her out at parties.
When you see her out at parties and like me not remembering physically assaulting my dear husband. I remember like hitting you on the arm.
That was it. It was just very aggressive.
Really?
Yes, but I don't care. You do that all the time in your sleep, so I don't even.
But it was
you beat me up way worse during one of your night terrors.
But it was just more oomph behind it because I was hammered.
Those of you that don't know, my wife has night terrors sometimes, sons.
I haven't, like, barely since we moved into this house,
You really haven't in this house much. One time. You sat up straight in the bed like The Undertaker, and it scared the shit out of me, but I also thought it was funny, and I let it slide.
But it was right after we moved here, too, right?
Yes, but this is a woman that has literally woke up as she was climbing out of our second story window in her sleep.
I know. I think that's what makes me think the other house that the other house was haunted for real, and this one isn't.
Oh, 100% that one wouldn't. And
Anyways.
But anyway, so yes.
I think, yeah, either what's happening with maybe your appearance is very different. Maybe she's super shit-faced. Just remind her, hey, don't you remember we hung out? She might appreciate the, like, reminder.
Holy shit, my Uncle Ashley has night terrors too. That's fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
Picturing him with a night terror, because he's so, like, docile. Mm-hmm. You know, you're violent and
all the time
and uppity all the time. Ashley's pretty low key and chill, so that would be terrifying if that person has night terrors.
I'd be like Ryan Reynolds having
people
night
with
terrors.
night terrors, sons. If y'all that have never experienced them, they're fucking crazy. Because Brooke can have one. She'll sit straight up in the bed like the Undertaker when he comes back from the dead.
Yeah, or
and her eyes will be open. it's happened so many times that, which time? But
it's like a sleepwalking
you look
situation.
at them, their eyes are open. Yeah. They're looking straight through you. Nobody's home, but they're functioning. It is terrifying
because you're still asleep, but you're awake. Like I remember vividly was waking up. Besides the one where I was trying to like climb out the window out of our bedroom, I also had jumped out of bed and was like, there was something in my dream. I don't know what the fuck, but I had my hand on the closet door and like a hand on the bed because at our old house, it was a tiny room. Yeah. And I was yelling. Like that's what woke me up. But yeah, it's weird. It's like something kind of wakes me up, but not enough to where like I'm still dreaming. But then like my physical body is like involved with the fucking dream. But I mean, I also was known to sleepwalk when I was a kid too. Like my sister found me in the shower at 2 a.m. with my shirt and underwear on like a Saturday night. And when the water hit me, that's what woke me up. Kind of like when the cold air hit me.
Yeah, look at what Blake Lively said.
I know. You've
done this to me before.
And I said, that's like Ryan Reynolds having.
That doesn't surprise me about Ryan Reynolds. Y'all heard me say he's a savage man. There's some darkness there if he has to tap into it.
Then what's my excuse? If you're saying like...
No, that's not all the case. I'm just saying I'm not surprised that he's a powerful man. Ryan Reynolds was a wrestler. He's a champion. With you're also very powerful. But the craziest one to me was the time you had the night terror and you were beating the shit out of me.
What?
Like tapping all over me, and you woke up and you were terrified, and it was because you thought there was like a spider. The time you were you look like the cat. You know the cat on the memes where it's looking for the phone? It's like what you do when you wake up and you can't find your phone. But you were striking.
Yeah. No, I kind of remember that one.
And you beat me like 15 times.
Yeah. Like
I was the spider.
Yeah. Well, that's just emergency.
Yeah, you're terrified of spiders. But and now I don't even respond to your ridiculous night terrors. I just let you work your way through because you always go back to sleep. Here's how it develops. All right?
Some of them I don't even know how. Like there's real violent ones that usually I end up waking up, but there's sometimes that like I never consciously know it happened until you tell me.
And then you kind of usually remember. And
sometimes the one where you said I sat up and stared off into nothing.
That
forever.
Happens all the time.
All the time?
That one's common. You don't really do it. You sit up, you stare horrifyingly like at the wall across the way.
And it wakes you up because I sit up?
And then I'll let it slide. And you do like a dog when they've done something wrong and you've caught them and they have that look of shame. You'll do that. You'll sit straight up. It'll kind of somewhere in the back of your brain hit you. Okay, this is ridiculous. You'll have the shameful look and you'll go back to sleep. So I usually like close my eyes to pretend I'm not seeing it so you don't feel even more shameful.
I don't really remember it. And like recently, I don't remember that happening. I don't remember it happening. I know.
It has definitely not happened as much here. By far, cut by 9. Like there's only been a couple since we lived here. We've lived here now a year and a half.
Yeah, a year and a half, and that's crazy. And I used to have them all.
They happen all the time at the old house.
That old house was fucking haunted. I know it. I fucking know it. And this house is not haunted.
Very possible. I mean, it very well could be.
I know that house was haunted. It had some shit going on, but I like
to night terror. So.
To hauntings. It wasn't anything I was scared of, but it was just weird shit like that.
Yeah, so back to the dude with the girl that doesn't know him.
Sorry.
I would make it a joke.
Yes.
And next time you go back to her, she doesn't recognize you, be like, dude, what the fuck, man? We have been shooting the shit at 4 straight parties, and now you don't know me? What happened? Yeah. But I think it's more than likely he's not leaving a big enough impression, and she's probably had a few drinks, but he just hasn't made a dent. Mm-hmm. Never made a dent. Yeah, Ashley and Donna's house is haunted. I believe that.
Yeah, and Cassidy said she used to have them and swore it was related to...
Did you see the video that they all posted about Cowpens First Baptist, my growing up church, burnt to the ground the other day?
Okay, so I asked you, it looked like it got demolished. Like they were tearing it down for some reason, and you were like, "Yep." It burned down.
When did you ask me that first?
Like yesterday.
Okay, no, it burned to the ground like quickly.
Okay,
and supposedly they've isolated it that it was a
probably electrical.
They turned the heat on for Sunday's service, so it happened Saturday. They flipped the heat on the night before to get it cranked up and everything, and it just caught fire. But it's sad because that building, not only is it a great church, wonderful church.
It's a lot of family memories.
I mean, dude, Nanny had us at that church. When me and Chris lived there, we were there every Sunday, every Wednesday, every chance it was open. I remember Miss Scheibel, who was my very first Bible study teacher. She was amazing. The church was great. I've always had a very fond memories of that place. So it is sad to see that.
The family reunions were that we went to.
The family reunions were there for Abby. By the way, to my family that's in here, Abby Matthews is a Jolly. She is Cole Hauser's wife.
They live across the street.
So her family on her mother's side are Jollies in South Carolina. Yeah. So to my family out there, Deneen and everybody, that's a cousin of ours, more likely than not.
Yeah. Small world.
Yes, very small world. Speaking of Cole Hauser, operative. Flew back from Utah for an hour and a half. Nobody knows why.
Okay, supposedly to do something with his like Sky Miles, but I don't buy that's a ridiculous reason. Like, why wouldn't you just fly to like New Mexico or somewhat like Montana, somewhere like an hour away?
So this operative that lives in our neighborhood, he goes back to Utah for the family gathering for Christmas. Makes total sense.
The plans were like they were going to be there.
The goes like, out there. Yeah, they're coming back around New Year's. Totally makes sense. We're like, hey, neighbor, love you. We'll watch the house.
Bring in your packages.
We'll borrow your garbage can to throw away our boxes. You save our lives.
Yep.
So one random day, they've been gone for a couple weeks. I come home. You're not going to get anything by the Brooke, okay, sons? She catches everything. There's no chance for fuckery, sons. No chance. So I come back and she's like, Cade was home.
No, I said,
was Cade home?
I said, was Cade home or something? Because his car was gone.
And I was like, and it was already back by the time.
But it was already back.
And I was like, dude, that thing hasn't moved. You're crazy.
It was gone all day.
Yeah. But because I know you're a champion and that I know that no one is going to get one by you, I text Cole. Say, hey, dude, were you home? My detective wife says you were. And he goes, yep, I was home for an hour and a half for no random reason. Just showed up and left again and tells Chet that he was there so he didn't lose some miles or something.
It doesn't make any sense.
This guy's an operative, sons. We need to be prepared. Now, it might be a good operative, but I don't know. He's an operative. That makes no sense to Uncle Randy. I'm concerned and also intrigued.
No, that reason that Chet told us the other night made me even more like, what? That's the stupidest shit I've ever heard. Because it's not like we live right by the airport. You know? Like, we're an hour from the airport. So you fly in, got an Uber all the fucking way from the airport?
Yeah. I believe he had to off somebody. He had a job, and that's what he flew in for. And hey, if that's what you do, I'm not going to blow your cover.
Because it's not like he even brought back their car that's already at the airport.
That's a great point.
That car wasn't here. His car was just
Cole
gone.
Hauser has some explaining to do.
I need more details and reasons why. And then maybe give Randall a heads up next time you're going to do that, because I'm watching. I'm trying to keep tabs on people not, stealing your shit.
Okay, so I got one last question.
I thought his car got stolen for real.
And this is an Uncle Randy question to you. I want to get your thoughts on it. We got people blowing me up about it. They need to know.
Oh, Jesus. What is this?
Is it okay to need or request permission from your spouse to hang out with your friends?
It's not a... Oh, fuck.
Is it a good thing, or is that signs of trouble? Let you go first.
It shouldn't be that you're asking permission. You should...
By the way,
if you want to go...
Ryan just had a powerful point.
Oh, I see. He went off the Nashville guy
Makes
before they blew him up.
Sense. That's where he died.
Bada bing, bada boom. Solved it.
Yep.
It's not about asking permission. It's if you want to go hang out with your friends, it's just respect. Like letting them know.
Wow, the Flash said that at the same time you did.
Boom.
Sequential.
Like, I don't, it's never asking permission. If it's asking permission, then your marriage is dumb.
All right, keep going.
If you have to ask permission, no, it's more just being respectful and being like, hey, I'm going to go hang out with my friends, and they should be fine with it. Unless, like, you already had other plans that you're an idiot and you didn't remember. Which
has happened. That happens sometimes.
It's happened both ways.
And if you have to, when you have to make that call, sons, let me tell you, err on the side of the family. If you want to live.
Yes.
If you want to live. If you double book yourself, Uncle Randy's notorious for this shit.
God bless America.
Notorious.
Yes, he is.
And I'm going to chime in and say you're 100% correct. I agree with you 1,000%.
Yeah.
You shouldn't think of it as asking permission.
No.
You should think of it as letting your partner know, making sure they don't have some fucking scheduling conflicts or something to say about it. If you think of it as asking permission, that's a parent-child thing, you're fucked.
Just like...
Should never be like that.
Just like if you think leaving your kids with the father is considered babysitting.
Yeah, you should.
No.
Or
don't ever fucking call it that.
No, or if you're the dad and you say you're babysitting.
I'm babysitting.
It's not babysitting.
Yeah.
You're watching your kids.
You're not babysitting your kids.
No.
You're being a father.
You're fathering your children. Absolutely. That's a pet peeve of both of us.
I fucking hate that.
When it comes to the permission, because this gets lost and it causes a lot more drama than it has to, guys. You got to stop looking at it and communicating it as asking permission. That's the wrong mindset about it, 100%. Puts it in a total competitive bullshit realm of horse shit and fuckery. And you're running it by them.
And what you're doing is you're building up resentment.
Sure.
If you're calling it asking permission and you're calling it babysitting your kids, you're building up resentment for your whole family, and that's just like it's just a horrible point of view to live from. Like that's all your own doing.
Look at Tara's point. It's a great point. And all the ball busting aside, her point is actually very valid. If it is always you going to see her, but whether it's one or the other, always, that's not cool.
No.
But that shouldn't happen. And if you're looking at it as a partnership, that won't happen. Right? You'll have give and takes, to and fro.
Because if you're the only one ever going and doing anything
anywhere,
then
socially, like all the partying is you only. Now, unless your spouse is someone that is like the dude on what's the baseball movie with dude from Napoleon Dynamite? Nick something. He likes to hide in the closet. He's scared of everything.
Oh, bench warmers?
Bench warmers. Unless, because some people's spouses, they don't want to go out ever or see friends. They want to sit at home.
Agoraphobic?
Yes. Or they may just not want to leave the house. They're not social, whatever. You can't hold that against the one that might be a little more social either.
No.
Like you can't say, I never go out.
Right.
Because you don't want to, though.
No. But you also should encourage that person to go out with you to get them.
Sure. That's all a great point. Great point to you. You're the winner of the night. That should be the first option. That's what we do. We have these poker nights, hypothetically here. Have I ever been like, honey, it's just the boys? No, I tell the boys, sons, my wife's going to whoop that ass. She's playing. There's no like, can my wife play? No, you bring the Thunderdome. But it doesn't, even if it wasn't. When do you not go with me? When are we not together?
I know, but I don't want to hate on it.
No, I agree. But I'm just saying that's the great first move is to invite them.
If these poker nights were happening at somebody else's house, I would be fine with you going because we have a child here. For me, it's more your thing to go do something like that with all the guys, and that's fine.
But that I would first be like, you want to go?
Right.
Before I say I'm going, I would say, do you want to go? And
I know.
You're going to say, nah.
I have to basically force you to go to do anything without me.
That's right. You're my blankie. You're Uncle Randy's safety blankie.
And that's great. And I love you. But
I know you do.
You're fully welcome to go and hang out at one of your buddy's friends' houses for a little bit if you want to. And I know I can do the same if I wanted to, but Yeah. So it's not asking permission. It's just being fucking cordial and a partner.
Did you see what my aunt said? That's hilarious. Pete and I have been together so long, we now long for each other to go somewhere else. That's funny shit right there. But that's good shit. I mean, but I just telling these couples that are our age or younger and just getting started, don't think of it as asking permission.
No.
That's just the fucked way to think about it. Now, Uncle Randy's still going to bust your balls, sons.
Well, that's going to taint your position in your marriage. You know, like if you start thinking of it like that, you're going to start getting like you're
going to make a boss. Somebody's going to end up being the boss, and you don't want that.
Yeah, and it's like you're partners. You're not neither one of you is a higher position than the other. There are certain things, it's a balance for sure. There's certain things that like you hold more weight on than I do and vice versa.
Sure. Absolutely. That's normal, sons.
And that's where the balance comes in.
Like, but I think a big part of it is are you showing consideration? That's the key.
Right.
If your delivery shows no consideration, guess what?
If you come in there and you're like, bitch, I'm going to play poker with the boys. That's not the right approach.
You're going to handle it too. That's what Fire Marshal Bill does.
I'm going to know it is not.
And it gets him in trouble.
Mrs. Fire Marshal Bill would strike him.
She does.
Across the room.
She strikes him a lot, and he deserves it because he goes in there and he's like, I'm out of here. He grabs his golf cart and he leaves. He peels out at 8 miles an hour.
Does donuts in the yard.
He sure does.
Sure.
God, he gets beaten. And good for Miss Fire Marshal Bill.
All right, we got to go.
Yeah,
it's an hour and 15 minutes.
All right, so you guys understand that's the clear message. Don't consider asking permission.
No, your partners.
No, and bring your damn spouse. They're cool too.
Yeah,
dude, we like to hang out. Now, some of your spouses are dog shit, sons. We're just going to tell you. You got to know where your spouse ranks in the social circle. Are they in the circle? Because sometimes not everyone's in the circle. Sometimes somebody's right here. They're knocking on the door. Maybe nobody's answering yet. You don't want to be that guy bringing in the outsider. I'm just saying. This is Uncle Randy for you. Hey, love all of you.
Uh-huh.
All right, well, we're going to roll out of here. I'm going to pour us one last shot just for the love of the game because we care about others.
Is this before we end everything? Yeah. Evie's now been sleeping in my lap the whole time. I hope everybody's enjoyed getting to see the puppy face.
Oh, shit. No, I do. Sorry, folks. I got to ask one more question. This one's for you. This one is for you.
What? Do I have to do this?
Yes. We'll do this shot and you'll answer this question. Okay. Brooke, my neighbors gave my vegetarian son a burger. I have a problem with this.
What? Okay.
Do I have a right to be angry?
How old is your son?
Okay,
fuck. I have questions.
You're going right where I'm going. I have no ages. I know nothing.
But I need to know, why are you so upset?
Is he 6?
Is it because your son is a child and you have made him vegetarian? Or is your son of an age that he decided himself to be vegetarian? This is coming from somebody who decided to be vegetarian at 13 years old. I was 13, told my parents I wanted to be vegetarian, and they told me I was stupid, basically. But they honored it, and they were like, this isn't going to last. You're fucking being a, teenager that is trying to make more work for us, but whatever. And it lasted and I didn't start eating seafood till I was 19. Didn't start eating chicken till I was 24. Will never eat beef or pork again. Nothing. Nothing with a hoof.
Never since I've known you.
No, yeah.
Except for licking the spoon once on Gunner's horrible little kid SpaghettiOs thing.
On accident.
Yeah. I've never seen. So you've never, and I've always separated respectfully your food. Yeah. I've always done that.
So that's my why are you so upset about it? If your son is at an age where he could decide to be vegetarian, he should have been able to tell her not to give him a hamburger.
Yeah, if that fucker just took the burger and ate it,
then it's not his decision to be a vegetarian, and let him eat a fucking burger. Yes. Because it's not don't force that on a child is my thing. I've been vegetarian since I was 13, and I'm for sure not forcing it on my child. And maybe it's because the reasons I became a vegetarian. I became a vegetarian because I didn't want to eat animals. I love animals and they're cute, especially everything with a hoof.
Yeah.
Still won't eat them. And I'm not forcing that on my child. If he wants to become one when he is of an age, sure, that he can make that kind of decision. But a kid that doesn't even know better not to take the burger, that wasn't his choice.
No. And do you really want to go fuck up a neighborhood relationship over this, like a neighbor? That's dumb to me.
And like what? She probably didn't fucking know. Most kids eat burgers.
Oh, he was probably grabbing for the burger.
That's one of the
if
three
you
things
are
that are
making him be a vegetarian and he jumped for the burger, then that tells you right there. Maybe he doesn't want to be.
Right. I mean, and I've had friends.
Now, I don't want to get, if it's a religious thing, I have no idea because that's all we have in the question. But if it's like a family religious thing, who knows?
Then make it more known before
Sure,
you're.
absolutely. He should be more also included in the decision.
Why don't you just hand me this? And then I just opened it.
Because.
Come on, drink it. We're about to end. But yeah, I mean, we've talked about this before. Even though I've been vegetarian for most of my life, it's not something, I don't force it on other people ever. Because that's like forcing your own religion or politics on people. Being vegetarian is a personal decision. It's something you ever need to like force on other people. Never in my life have I forced it on anybody or sat there and preached to people eating burgers that they shouldn't. All I do is ask if there's another option for me.
Or I make sure there is when I cook because I'm a champion.
But when I was growing up and when I was in college and going to all these places, like my friends in Louisiana, still to this day, it cracks them up thinking about us going to Sonic and trying to order a burger with no meat, and it would never come out right.
You
ever.
gotta know the group of rascals she hung out. Y'all don't understand. Brooke was a raver, son. She had the big Genco jeans. What were they called? The Genco.
They were Genco.
With the huge barrel
but we
bottom.
made our own too. We would buy Gencos, and then Genco didn't make them big enough, so we would sew our own pants that were like 52 inches at the bottoms. It was stupid. We looked ridiculous, and we knew we looked ridiculous, but we raved on.
Well, that was the whole point, right? Like y'all wanted to look different because y'all were rebelling. Y'all were, And
I wore giant like Tommy Hilfiger polo. I mean, it was.
Yeah, you did. Had the hair gelled down with sideburns at one point.
Super
like
short
animal.
Super short hair with just long sideburns, like gelled to my face, dude. Whatever.
But let me tell you, this is what's funny about the whole, she's talking about doesn't force the vegetarian on our kids. She's absolutely right. And when she was pregnant with Gunner, I remember she was like, he's going to eat good. And he's going to eat what I put in front of him. And it's so funny because I was the same way. Every parent is like, this is going to happen.
Well, and because Griffin, like, I would
so
always get,
picky.
I would always get so frustrated. Like, it was not a choice for me when I was a kid. I ate what the fuck my parents put in front of me.
I don't know how we're so different because it's the same.
We're soft.
Nanny
is what it is. We're soft.
When I lived with Nanny and them, or even my mom, you got what was thrown on the table and you liked it. Spam and mashed potatoes was yummy.
No, and my parents made really good food, but nothing my kids would eat.
No, and now we've got two boys. Here's what Griffin eats: steak, chicken, popcorn,
and that's
steak.
better than when I was pregnant. And
he only drinks water. So he's just a beef and water.
Yeah,
eater.
but when I was pregnant, Griffin ate McDonald's.
Oh yeah, absolutely. When he was younger, he was much more junky.
Drank Mountain Dew, Dr. Pepper, and I
Sweet
was
tea,
horrified.
Milo's by the gallon.
Horrified, and I was like, I just didn't.
That's a good thing about Gunner. You've done very well. He also loves water and milk, so it's great. That's the truth.
That's all his doing. I've just offered it to him, and he actually drinks it. Like that's the thing. Like I'm with the foods shit. Like it's been impossible with these kids.
Yeah, and this is a great point.
And maybe I reflect it so much that I'm not going to force anything on you food wise, I guess.
But
because
this is a testament to the Cobles. They do this quietly. They are assassins with their girls. They don't let them overdo sweets, and you don't catch it. There's just like little put it away before I kill you.
Yeah.
Not another popsicle. Meanwhile, Gunner's clearing out their freezer of every popsicle that they have on the property.
Right.
So I don't know. Is it a thing that we've all gotten soft? Because it is a different generation.
Well, and it's just, there's certain, like, with our boys, we pick our battles for sure. And food and clothes are not ones that I'm dying on the hill for. Because I'm not going to, like, my dad would have let us fucking, like, I swear he was going to let me sleep at the dinner table if I didn't finish my fucking food.
But your mom bought you cigarettes at 15. It's interesting. It's just a different, and it worked. We've talked about it before. It worked because you don't smoke cigarettes.
And I eat everything you put in front of me.
But junk food, you're the most healthy eater I know. Like, you
My
don't eat
parents
any
didn't
crap.
give me junk food, though. They gave me healthy food and good food.
I try to give you a beautiful flour tortilla. You're like, fuck that shit. I'll make a bowl out of it.
Okay, not
With
tortillas.
brown rice. You're just not a carb.
Well,
the only thing your kryptonite is chocolate. We talked about it. It's clear.
Bonnie said she yelled at Lexi through the camera about eating ice cream when she got home one day. That's hysterical. She's just in the kitchen minding her own business eating ice cream. Like, Jesus, her mom's yelling at her through the camera.
Dude, I don't know what it is because we just didn't have an option. But I guess now it's just that there's such an option. There's so many options for kids
and we
now.
trained them because for so long we were giving Gunnar those little toddler meals, whatever. And it got to a point where it's like, oh, well, I get something different than mom and dad eat. And then
You're probably right, yeah. That's a big part
I don't
of
fucking
it.
know.
I don't know. But it's a miserable battle that I've not been able to win with 2 kids.
And Griffin has gotten better with like as far as like water. Is it? No,
That's it. He doesn't drink anything.
He doesn't drink the Mountain Dew and the sweet tea anymore. So, and Gunner's already good. Like Gunner eats fruits, and
I'm getting concerned about diverticulitis with Griffin though. So much beef. That kid will eat 5 steaks and nothing else. And popcorn. We eat some popcorn in the Fowler family.
Yeah.
So let me tell you, we go through Pop Secret.
Yeah, and Jacob said he snacks hard or the Flash, sorry, and always has ice cream and sweets in the house. We always have ice cream and sweets in the house because of the big guy. I like ice cream. Don't get me wrong. Ice cream, love it. It has to be mint or chocolate or both.
Bonnie, I wish sodas were a treat for Uncle Randy, but I drink about 37 Mountain Dews a day.
He drinks way too many. Gunner does not drink sodas, and I am very proud of that because that's not where we were.
No, it's good. That is great. You've stuck to that, and so it makes sense.
He drinks grape soda and strawberry soda. They don't have caffeine.
Yeah,
but
sugar,
water,
yes, caffeine, no. And
Capri Suns. He loves some Capri Suns, but I get the water ones, so I feel like it's better.
His majority of those water and milk, and he'll pull a damn Ron Burgundy and come in after sweating outside all day and ask for a glass of milk to take outside while he's playing. It's crazy.
And I love it because I'm like, I don't ever deny him. When he asks for milk, I don't ever deny it because it's so good for you. And because we got some whole milk up in here.
Diabetes.
That's
what the Almies would say too. But Ryan chimed in, said it's more him. He passed the buck and threw Stacy directly under the bus. Said Stacy would let them eat whatever they want. He's more about the cutting back on, and he is the one that I've seen like giving the death look and like put it away.
Yeah,
you had one yesterday, no more. Meanwhile, Gunner's eating all the candy.
I know it's easier with boys too, though. I think.
I don't know. His kids are so good though. They follow the directions.
They're amazing. And not that Gunner's bad. We've just like
no. You said you picked your bat, dude. I'm not going to judge anyone's parenting skills. No. If your kids are still alive, they're not being beaten or have cigarettes put out on them. Good job. Yeah, they're clean. Then great kudos to you. You're keeping them sons of bitches alive. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, it's
but
not
it is
easy.
A pick your battle type thing.
Yeah, my kid will dress in some. However the fuck he wants, and it is.
He has molded his dressing attire after Uncle Randy's lounging attire. Mm-hmm. He likes the tights under basketball shorts and a t-shirt.
Usually no pants, though.
He is not what he considers pants are tights under basketball shorts, and I respect that choice because Uncle Randy loves some tights. I know most guys they don't want to pretend to hate. They don't want to think themselves less mad. Hey, Uncle Randy loves a good pair of tights. Loves them. Mm-hmm. The more graphic, the better. And Gunner has taken that to an extreme.
Well, he's your mini.
Yeah, but he loves it. So to answer the lady's question, I don't think you should have a problem with it. Unless it's a religious thing, I don't really get it.
Even if it's a religious thing, maybe take this note as like, if your kid is being fed by somebody else, you need to let them know. If it's that important that your kid doesn't eat beef, don't go in there fucking guns blazing. And if it's not a religious thing, quit making your kid be vegetarian because you want them to be vegetarian. Let them make their own decision on that.
Yeah, and I do want to ask this. This is a great point that's being brought up commonly in the chat here about kids loving and tasting their parents' alcoholic beverages. Not on purpose, on accident. That happens. Don't let that make you feel bad. But what scares me is these younger kids don't have the grotesque response. I remember the first time I tasted, I think it was my dad's like Seagram's and 7. And I threw up I hated it. It tasted so bad and it smelled terrible. I still hate that smell to this day. But
liquor, yeah. But when I remember tasting my dad's beer. I still remember it. Like I remember tasting it for the first time and I was young, probably 5. And it was like a parlor trick. They were like, come here, come try this, And then like I kind of made a face and my dad was like, it's an acquired taste. And I was like, well, I don't want to acquire that taste, but not our son.
Well, no, and nowadays you couldn't do that. But I remember, and this sound like boomers. We're not boomers, sons. We're not quite boomers, so don't get it twisted. But I remember the day when, hey, we're almost done, bud. Nope. We're almost done. But I remember the days when you would get the whiskey and sugar on a spoon when you had a cold. That was a common remedy in the Fowler home. And so you had a cough, here's a little straight whiskey and sugar, and you'll go to sleep for 3 days and wake up and your cough will be gone.
Well, it's called a hot toddy, isn't it?
I don't know.
Whiskey
it was
and
called
honey?
a grandmother special when I was growing up.
Whiskey and honey, I think is called a hot toddy. Like a legit hot toddy. But yeah, my mom used to dip a napkin in her scotch and water and to clean our faces off as kids. So like I've smelled like a wino. Like instead of just like, I'd rather her like spit on a napkin and wipe off my face, but she would like dip it in her scotch and like wipe off my face. So I would just like smell scotch.
I have never in all the years we've been together, 48 years, I've never seen you order a drink that had a scotch of scotch in it. Never. I've seen you order every other kind of drink and have every other kind of shot. But I'm just saying it's interesting because you've never seen me order a Seagram's and 7 or those things do tend to like leave a mark.
No, if I smell scotch,
Ashley's talking about it.
That's why I don't like whiskey. Whiskey is very close to scotch, and I don't like the smell. I don't like the taste. Nothing.
Here's what's funny. My Aunt Donna just chimed in about grandmother. She said she lived to be 101. Let me tell you, sons, depending on when I told you the story, my great-grandmother has lived to be 111.
You've told me 104.
103, 104, 107. So we now know the real number is 101.
104 is what I thought it was, so thank you, Donna, because I was convinced
I think I've been stuck on 103 lately, but she was just a fucking champion. This lady dipped snuff, sons. Powerful.
Yeah.
Whip your ass, too, sons. Whip your ass till the day she couldn't see anymore.
But Gunnar drank beer when he was like 2 and didn't flinch.
Didn't flinch, and it was very sad and crazy.
Sad. I was like, my boy.
Yeah, no, grandmother had all the tricks of the trade. She's the first one I remember her. I remember I had a fever as a kid, I think I was like 8 or something, and she was just like, put on all the clothes you have, go wrap up in a blanket, break your fever. I still do that to this day.
You do.
I'll go to the sauna. I'll wrap up in every piece of clothing I have in a blanket to break the fever. No bullshit. That works.
Don't go to the fucking sauna when you have a fever because you might be contagious, you dumbass.
You're living in these corona times.
Dumbass.
I don't believe that. The multicolored snuff cups. Yeah, see, that's a different world. Blake Lively gets it. There was a time, my Papa George, powerful Papa George, gave me my first chew when I was 8 years old. I was playing cards with him and my buddy. My Papa George chewed Chattanooga Chew, sons. Very powerful man. And I was like, Pop, let me try some of that. And he was just laughed. I remember him literally laughing. It's like, okay, here you go. Gave me a spit cup, a styrofoam cup with some napkins in it. Me and my buddy Jeff Long gave us both one. Now, Jeff had been chewing since he was 3. Mm-hmm. So this is what you get in Cowpen, South Carolina. So he handled like a champ. I put it in. I'm chewing it. We're playing cards. I'm like, I'm a winner. Mm-hmm. I puke and fill the spit cup to the rim with throw up. To the rim.
Gross.
I go out on the balcony of Nanny and Papa's house, dump it out.
Balcony?
And right off the porch, the covered balcony, the covered carport.
Patio.
Whatever, the carport. I call it the carport.
Fucking balcony.
No, it's a carport off the side where it's covered. You know what I'm talking about. So I go out there, right out from under the roof, throw the throw up out. And I come back in, and the laughter and the disappointment in both their faces, I only had one option. I said, give me another one.
No, you're a fucking 8.
And he gave me another one.
No.
And I still dip to this day, but don't chew very often. But I would for Papa George. And yes, he did chew some Red Man, absolutely. Aunt Donna knows that. But he was, the majority of the time, he had Chattanooga Chew when possible. So that's how it started for Uncle Randy. These folks were champions. They knew what it was about. So, but if you gave a kid whiskey and sugar now, you'd probably get arrested, which is my whole point. Just crazy.
Hey, when I waited tables, I remember there was one time a couple came in with their young child that was probably 5 or 6, and they ordered a mudslide for him. And I was like, you want a virgin? They were like, no. Mudslide. And they wanted the booze in it to help him go to sleep, and I was real conflicted on what I should do as a waitress.
All right, so this really is my last question.
Okay.
We're wrapping up.
We're not doing a question. We gotta go.
This is my question to you. We're going after this. Relax there, babe. Hey, you're a champion. Rule number 76. No excuses. Play like a champion.
Fuck you.
All right, so I was leaving racetrack. I think it was today. And I come out and I see this lady in her car. It was like a Honda Civic. She's in the front seat. Her kid's in the back seat. She's smoking cigarettes, windows up.
Nope. Defects. Defects.
So, okay. So that's, of course, everybody's going to say that's crazy nowadays. That was the norm when I grew up.
That was your life. I know.
So that's my point. Like, is that really, now are we to the point where that is an abusive mom?
I wouldn't really call it defects, but I would judge her fucking hardcore and really get a good look. Because if you're making making that decision with your kid in the car, what other horrible, poor decisions are you making with your child around? You know,
I remember. I mean, it was my whole life.
That was your life. That's why you wear gallons of cologne and have 87 air fresheners in your car right now,
and have a large disdain for cigarettes.
And so you.
And that's the thing, and there is something to that, but
it's not.
Part of me when I saw the woman doing that was like, oh, my childhood. Look at that sweet girl. She was like 5 years old in the back, like yay, with a cloud of smoke everywhere. But then my other part was like, damn, that's fucked up. At least crack the window. Like I'm not not judging, but I just wanted to see what people's thoughts are.
I'm judging like a motherfucker. I am judging, but I'm not gonna literally call defects. I just think like it's awful. And that poor kid goes to school smelling like cigarettes like you did.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You don't want to send your kid to school smelling like the Marlboro Man. That puts you at a disadvantage. I remember going to middle school when I really started liking girls in Colorado. And I'd be walking up, awkward middle school days and wanting to be like, hey, what's up? You want to go to the dance? And they're like...
No,
you
thanks.
smell like cigarettes.
Smell like an ashtray,
I'm
sir.
like, thanks,
and you're
Dad,
14.
Mom.
Yeah.
So then I found cologne.
No, so moral of the story, don't hotbox your kids in the car. Like if you smoke, that's your choice.
Absolutely, dude.
But you don't have to force it on your kids.
Or I just say crack a window. Like the leaving the window up. And that's her thing.
It wasn't even that cold today.
No.
Not like it was like on Christmas. It was like legit like in the 20s.
No, and that was the bonus, sons. Because Uncle Randy's dad, he'd turn the heat up, blowing full speed, smoking cigarettes, blowing the ashes back on Uncle Randy. I'd get out.
Baby Uncle Randy.
I'd get out, ashes all over me.
Mm-hmm. It's not cool.
Trying
so,
to be dominant in
moral
school.
of the story: don't hotbox your kids. Is what we're saying. So,
Or they're going to end up probably smoking cigarettes, maybe.
or like
Or the vice,
or like
yes,
Randall,
or-
and hate all of them,
And wear too much cologne. I watch myself spray too much cologne. I know it's a problem.
Hey, and now Gunnar comes in and does it and says he wants lots of pit stuff.
He does hit the cologne like a champion. All right, well, we're going to roll out.
Yep.
This has been great. Love you guys. Remember to love your neighbor. And if you're going to slap somebody, do it, sons. I say go do it. Don't fuck around. Hell, Uncle Randy does it, son. Bye. Bye.